Hey, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show. Thanks for tuning in to the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM. If you're interested in sponsoring my show, you can send me an email to the MikeWagnerShow@gmail.com, or you could also donate to the podcast. Just go to the Donate Listen site, and you can also donate whatever you like. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. For those who are interested, Anchor can give you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. We got creation tools, allows you to record and edit podcasts so it sounds great, and they'll distribute the podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere. Spotify, Apple, Google, many more. And you can make money from the podcast with no minimum listenership. So download the Anchor app for free or go to Anchor FM to get started.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look on a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and Apple, and over 35 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a wonderful lady who grew up in Florence, Italy, and she's been in Nashville just recording some material, and currently up in Georgia as well, too, where she went to school, and we'll talk about that. And she's got a new album called Hymn Volume 1. We'll be playing one of the cuts as well, too, and most likely be doing the title track as well, too. Also has some previous releases. She also sang in Nashville at some of the well-known venues, also sang at Bridgestone Arena, and also had a couple of LPs as well, too, and had some critical acclaim. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, live from Georgia and heading back to Nashville, ladies and gentlemen, the next Music City sensation, Marta Palombo. Marta, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, thank you so much for that spectacular introduction. My gosh.
Well, that's our job, too. It's great to have you on board as well, too. So you were born and raised in Florence, Italy, and you went to school in Nashville and currently in Georgia as well, too. And you also went to Georgia State, and you also won one of the national competitions. You're a national runner-up, and you also performed in a number of Music City venues. You also have a couple of releases. And you also have a new album and some new material to show us here. But before we get to all that, tell us how you got started in music.
Well, okay. So I, like you said, I was born in northern Italy. And I was partially raised there mostly because we moved to the U.S. when I was really young. But, of course, my whole family is still over there. So we go back every single summer, of course, besides this summer when travel has been a little impossible. But yeah, so I have basically grown up there every single summer for my whole life and spent the school year here in the U.S. And I just got started in choir, like so many people. I joined choir when I was in 4th grade, and I kind of very, very quickly realized that singing was something that I needed as a part of my life, even though I didn't realize, obviously, when I was younger that it could be a career. And as we kept going, as I kept getting more involved, I started realizing that, there's people that sing songs for their whole life. That's their career. I could definitely do that. I would love to do that. That is my dream job. So, that's how I got started, just in school. And I quickly realized also as a senior in high school that there is such thing as a commercial music degree program, which I wasn't aware of. I know it's a relatively new thing because most schools just have classical or jazz, but there's a few schools that are starting undergrad for commercial and contemporary music degrees. And so I went to Belmont, not Georgia State, which I think it might have been what you said, but that's okay because it's kind of been a mess with schools closing and everything because of the virus recently. But I went to Belmont, have been in Nashville for 4 years, just digging into the music scene. I've released a bunch of songs, as you said, an EP recently. And I just graduated just a couple of days ago, actually. So we are ready and excited to move to Nashville permanently.
And congratulations, by the way, as well, too. You did a fantastic job.
Thank you. Thank you.
And it was at one moment that influenced you into what you're doing right now. What was that one precise moment, more like an aha moment, saying, this is what I want to do for good?
It really was, honestly, when I was in probably elementary school, honestly. It was just the moment of singing and being taught by a teacher that there is a way to do this with other people in a group, and it makes you feel so many emotions and it makes the audience feel so many emotions. And the way that the minute I opened my mouth to sing, I just felt so consumed by this feeling, like this desire to just keep doing it and never stop. So that was, really the aha moment when I was really, really young. And I was like, wow, I've been making up melodies and singing in my head and around my house for forever, which up until that point in fourth grade was not very much time, but for as long as I could remember. And I realized this is definitely something that I want to do in a more structured way for my whole life in whatever capacity.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like you had really amazing moments as well, too. And who are some of your favorite artists, singers, and musicians growing up?
Ooh, I was honestly a huge fan of Taylor Swift, still am, love her. She taught me how to write lyrics about every emotion, and I really admired her as a songwriter and as a businesswoman. I'm also a huge fan of LP. She is such a musical inspiration. She's so cool. The way she handles publicity, the way she handles her career, the music that she writes. And I have to say, more recently, I've been digging into a lot of Bon Iver and Halsey as well. Her most recent album, I just absolutely blew me away. So I've really been trying to listen to as many people as possible, but those guys are pretty great.
Mm-hmm. And they also say, too, you've been compared to Joni Mitchell and Florence the Machine as well, too, according to some of the works.
Yeah, those have always been huge inspirations for me. I've been listening to Florence for a really, really long time, and Joni Mitchell I recently got into her music, and when I say recently, it must have been like 5 years ago, and I just couldn't stop. I was like, this is everything that I would like to be, but I also resonate so much with what they're doing now as a musician as I am now. So, and people kept telling me like, oh, you look like Florence when you perform on stage. I'm like, okay, well, that's quite a compliment. So I'll take that. I'll take that.
It sounds like it as well, too. We'll talk about some of your releases and more as well, too. But first, to listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and Apple. Over 35 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with singer, songwriter, multi-talented Marta Palombo here on the Mike Wagner Show, growing up in Florence, Italy, and she lived in Alpharetta, Georgia for just a little bit, and heading back to Nashville very soon to continue her music career. And you also have made quite yourself a name in Music City. You've been at the Cafe Coco, True Music Room, and Commodore Grill, Bowery Vault, and you sang at the Bridgestone Arena, backing up Josh Groban. And tell us about those places.
So, yeah, I immediately came to Nashville as soon as I started college, and I needed to play out everywhere. I knew nothing about booking, zero, absolutely zero. And I just decided, you know what, you don't learn unless you do it. So I kind of just dove in and started trying to sing wherever I could. I think my very first venue was Boulevard Records, which is a record shop right next to Belmont. And since then, I've just been trying to play as many places as I can. And with playing out comes so many opportunities. I was actually, like you said, I was given this huge opportunity to sing backup for Josh Groban at the Bridgestone Arena, which was an absolute dream come true. I mean, one of the highlights of my life for sure. And he was the sweetest guy ever. So it's been great being able to just be in the scene in Nashville and sing and play in so many wonderful, iconic places.
And of course, next up, Radio City Music Hall is, or no, what was it? The Grand Ole Opry. Kidding. I guess I kind of New York State of mind right there too. Don't mind me here. So you also had a couple of EPs and LPs out as well too. You had in 2015 you came out with Lost on You, followed by Revisions as well too. And tell us about those LPs and EPs as well.
Yeah, so Revisions EP was my very, very first venture into recording my original songs. I was actually a senior in high school, and I didn't want to move to Nashville with nothing. I really just wanted to have some sort of recording, some sort of project, so that if someone said, you know, what do you do? I could be like, well, here's some of my songs. So I recorded those with a great friend of mine, and I came to Nashville and started recording with some friends, which that's when Lost on You came. It's a cover of LP's Lost on You. And we had so much fun recording that, and it got quite a bit of publicity on SoundCloud. I don't even know how many plays it's on right now, but I was astounded that so many people were listening to it. And then, from that, I started recording more singles. And last year, I found a producer that I absolutely love working with in Nashville. And so that's when we decided to record the single and the EP that came out in February 2020. So, yeah.
That was amazing. You also had Sparrows, and then you followed up with Bitter End and Gold and more as well, too, City Lights. And tell us about those.
So, yeah, I recorded Sparrows, Bitter End, and Gold just because I really wanted to get them out there and I wanted to get some momentum going, some more projects. And so, yeah, they were just a great way to keep putting my foot in the door and to keep trying and to keep improving. And I actually recorded those in Georgia. I lived in Nashville at the time, but I would always go back to Georgia to record because I just hadn't quite found someone that I really resonated with in Nashville yet. I hadn't been able to connect with anyone in terms of production. And so after Gold, we released Gold, and it got a huge buzz. I mean, it went up to 10,000 streams on Spotify, which at the time for me was unheard of. I mean, it was absolutely awesome. And so I knew after Gold that I really needed to dig in and just find my people and my team. And so I found a great producer, and we started working on him. That's amazing, too. What do you base most of your lyrics on? Well, it sounds cheesy, but, you know, love is always a great inspiration. Love is always good. Also just, you know, life, love, the whole concept of trying to be a musician and figure out how the heck that's going to work. All of this world of streaming, of constantly needing to put out content, but still trying to remain authentic, but then you have to kind of be perfect, and it's just, ugh. So that whole conflict has inspired plenty of songs. And I also, you know, whatever my friends say, whatever advice I give my friends, I can always use their situations for songs. So I've definitely written a few songs about situations my friends have been in. And it looks like it, too. A tightrope, forget what they see, state the opinion more. And we'll also play a title track from your latest release. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look on a professional website without breaking our budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM,
FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, over 35 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with singer-songwriter Marta Palombo from Italy, now in Nashville through Georgia. Here on the Mike Wagner Show, we've got the latest release out with Him Volume 1. Here's a title track from Marta Palombo on the Mike Wagner Show.
I wish you'd stop looking at me with that light in your eyes, 'cause I know that you'll make believe the same light in mine, living with delusions that I might have loved you if I just tried. Your picket white fence of a dream is all in your mind. The pedestal you've given me is miles too high. Trying to be perfect, God, you know I'd love you if I just tried. But all your love won't mean anything, and all your silent pleas fall dead from me, 'cause I just want him. I just want him. You find hope in songs I don't sing, 'cause I just love him. I just love him. I wish you'd stop turning away when I say his name, stoking the fire as you reach for someone to blame. Clawing out your heart, you say I'd have to love you if you sailed away. But all your love won't mean anything, and all your silent pleas fall dead from me, 'cause I just want him. I just want him. You find hope in songs I don't sing, 'cause I just love him. I just love him. Barely breathing, wasting away. So you dream while I lie awake. All your demons wearing my face, but there's no key to me, no great escape. All your love won't mean anything, all your silent pleas fall dead from me, 'cause I just want him. I just want him. You find hope in songs I don't sing, 'cause I just love him. I just love him. I just love him. I just love him.
And that's Him from Marta Palombo off of Him Volume 1 here on the Mike Wagner Show. And tell us more about that song and what inspired you to write Him.
Well, that's a story right there. So this whole album, Him Volume 1, was actually inspired by my own relationship. And I've been in this relationship for 5 years, and it is ongoing. And so I was trying to put together a project, and I was trying to figure out, okay, well, what songs do I want to release next? And I realized that I had so many songs written from the progression of this relationship from year one, month one, to year 5 and continuing. So I decided to just put together kind of like a book. And the title track chose just because it sort of introduces everything. And the introduction being that my boyfriend and I are in a long-distance relationship because we are both pursuing music degrees, and so we're in different colleges. And when you don't have your boyfriend in college with you, there's other guys that like to try to ask you out, even though you really don't want to do that. And you're like, no, I'm good, thanks.
Next.
Flattered. And so him was kind of my passive aggressive way of getting out. I was like, no, guys, like I just want him. I just want my boyfriend. Please, thank you, leave me alone. I'm good. I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
The title back.
It sounds like a very interesting title as well, too. You also have Tightrope, Forget What They See, Safety Pin, and more. And tell us more about those songs.
Yeah, so Tightrope I actually started when I first realized that I was falling in high school. So I started this song, and then I was like, no, I don't want to deal with this right now. And I put it away, and I totally forgot about it until about 2 years ago when I was just looking through the notes on my phone and wanting to finish a song. And I was like, oh my God, this is actually really good. Why didn't I finish this? This is such a solid idea. And so I finished it, and that one kind of represents the whole falling off of a tightrope process of falling in love. And then, of course, there's Forget What They See, which I wrote when we were about to graduate high school, and a lot of people were trying to give me opinions on why you should break up with your high school sweetheart. And I was very conflicted. There was a lot going on, and I wrote Forget What They See as a way of just being like, okay, you know what? My decision. We're not breaking up. It's fine. You guys can just keep your opinions to yourself. And of course, there were so many people with great opinions, but there were a lot of people that were just wanting to give me some feedback that was not necessary. And then Safety Pin was just a fun song that I wrote after seeing a safety pin in my car. Fired it. And a house is sort of just my quiet little moment of dreaming up a future. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can imagine with Forget What They See. Come on, nothing to see, move on. I can imagine that.
Please move on.
Oh, exactly, yeah. And of course, you also had some national recognition as well, too. You won the Poetry Out Loud's 2016 Georgia State Championship, and also national runner-up, and tell us about that.
That was one of the best experiences ever. It was so much fun. I had actually participated in Poetry Out Loud. It's a high school competition all 4 years, and basically you start out as a high school wide, and you win that, and then you go to regional, and then you go to state, and then you go to nationals. And so I had won the school-wide competition freshman year and then gotten nowhere. Then I won school and regional my second year of high school and then stopped. And then slowly, by the time we got to senior year, I was finally able to make it up to nationals. And I just did not see it coming, but before you knew it, I was in the top 3.
Wow.
And then before you knew it, I was the second place national runner-up. It was totally insane. That weekend is a very detailed blur, but a blur nonetheless. It was really a stellar experience with so many wonderful people, and I learned so much. So I'm very grateful that I got that opportunity.
And what was that one poem that got you the championship and also national runner-up?
I think it was, oh gosh. I don't remember the authors, but I did For the Young Who Want To, which was kind of a really fun poem about being an artist. So it really resonated with me. And then, oh gosh, what was I'm literally blanking on the poem that won. I'm so sorry. I'm absolutely blanking on the title of the poem that won. It'll come to me about halfway through this, and I will just yell it out at you.
I'm sure it will later on. I mean, we're not, pressing for it right now, but if it comes, it comes. And of course, not only do a stage tour and recovers in English, but also in Italian as well, too. And maybe you sing a little Italian for us here on the Mike Wagner Show. I'd love to hear it.
Oh my gosh. I can if you want to. I don't have any instruments with me right now.
No, you can sing. You can sing a cappella. Just a line or two from whatever you feel like.
Okay. Let's see. This is actually one of my parents' favorites. They introduced me to this artist called Carmen Consoli, and I guess I'll sing a verse from there.
Okay.
Narciso, parole di burro, si sciolgono sotto l'alito della passione. Raccontami le storie che ami inventare, spaventami yeah, that's just a little clip.
Oh, that was wonderful. Very wonderful. Love it. And yeah, that's the more I have to say it. I just had a little wine spaghetti with that one too. So, And also we have a few more minutes with singer-songwriter, multi-talented Marta Palombo here on the Mike Wagner Show. And what are your upcoming plans for 2020 and beyond? What can we expect from you?
Yeah, I have a few live sessions that I filmed sort of before this whole quarantine process went down in 2020. So I'm actually going to be releasing those in May and June. And then I am hoping to maybe release a deluxe version of the EP with a few extra like instrumental tracks and acoustic tracks. And, well, this process of staying at home has been really creatively fruitful. So hopefully I can get some of the songs that I've written into the studio as soon as possible and get those released as well.
Mm-hmm. And that sounds like it as well, too. Looking forward to what you have as well, too. We'd love to have it back on. And who do you consider your biggest influence in your career?
Oh, my gosh. What a question. I would just have to say that overall, artistically, musically, and in terms of business, I know I've mentioned her already, but Taylor Swift has been a huge inspiration, just as the way that she's handled her career, the way that she has, managed to stay true to herself and to what she wants to perform and what she wants to write. So she inspired me when I was little just because I liked her music. But as I've grown and become my own musician, I really appreciate just how she's handled everything in her career and in her music. So I'd have to say I definitely look to her as a businesswoman a lot.
Mm-hmm. And that's fantastic as well, too. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Write what you want and then find a way to market it. Doesn't matter if it's radio ready, if it's 3 minutes, if it's 7 minutes, just write what you want. And I definitely think that anything that you write, you can find a niche for if you know how to market it and how to present it to the right people.
Mm-hmm. And that's great advice, too. Once again, Marta Palombo here on the Mike Wagner Show from Florence, Italy, and heading back to Nashville very soon. Thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you soon. And before we go, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? And where can people purchase or listen to your music?
Yeah, I am on all websites, so Spotify, Amazon, Google Play, iTunes, all of that. My name is Marta Palombo, MartaPalombo, and my website is martapalombo.com. And I am Marta Palombo on all social media, so please feel free to check me out.
Sounds great. Marta, again, a big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. We'd love you to have back on sometime in 2020 and beyond. You've been fantastic.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.